Myers here again with my friend Adrian. I'm going to talk about another simple defensive motion called the scoop. If you watch the video on the slap, remember the slap was just a simple motion. You're just slapping something out of the way. Boom. And it's mainly kind of a long-range technique, like smack something, right? So you can imagine if we're faced off moving around, this is going to be a common instinctive motion, the slap. Well, the scoop is the same way. The scoop is essentially a slap that started on this side and goes to that side. So if you know anything about Wing Chun or Jeet Kune Do, a Fukusao motion, this hooking motion is pretty much what we're doing with the blade. So I'm smacking with the flat of my blade to knock something off the line. So I'm faced here, and I knock it off the line. Okay? It's a scoop. Knocking it off the line. It could have even been maybe a slash coming at me, and I managed to kind of intercept, and I scoop aside, right? Can come here, but that sharp smacking motion with the flat of the blade to knock something off the line, it's usually going to be against some kind of a thrust, some kind of midline attack, and from a longer range, right? If we're already at middle range where we're here, that's probably not going to do me a lot of good. I want to be able to scoop. And what's nice about this is, remember on another video we talked about zoning and trying to zone to the outside when we can. This just automatically sends his hand inward and allows me to step outward. So this is a perfect one to use with the triangle step, where he's thrusting at me and I scoop and step, right? So my follow-up from there, once I've scooped and stepped, I could have come straight under, right? I could scoop and step, come straight down. I could scoop and step and slash straight across, right? Any number of things when I've got him offline. Now, he's not going to dummy for me like we do in a demonstration. That's what everybody says. Oh, that's a demo. Anything can work in a demo. So I want to make sure I'm using my check hand. If he's thrusted at me and I've done a scoop, I want to make sure that hand stays over there. I'm not just going to assume he's just going to dummy for me and leave it there, right? Because he's not. So when I do this with a step, boom, it's here. I make damn sure that this is not going to come back at me, and this hand is here to guard as I then follow up. This is where following through with the triangle step comes in handy. So he thrusts at me, I scoop, here's my step, and the minute I'm stepping in, I'm here. Boom, and then I'm back out again. So it's that full triangle step. And I've knocked him off his base, I've taken his balance to kind of make sure he's not still cutting at me, right? So the scoop could be done with the shuffle and the waltz, like we saw on that video, where he's thrusting at me and I scoop and I shuffle back in, right? If I wanted to take it out of the drill, the application would be I'm shuffling back and then I'm going to shuffle in with my own thrust. But he's likely to counter, right? Which is why this check hand becomes so important. So he thrusts, I come back, and then when I come back in again, right, I've got him off center, my thrust is here, right? So I go back and in, back and in, so that he doesn't have the chance to recover and defend. Now he can still defend with that hand, right? Nothing is foolproof, but again, you just start playing with these things back and forth to see how the scoop fits in. But notice the scoop is always taking me this way. There's not an equivalent when I'm coming to this side. The scoop is meant to take him towards his inside zone, so his outside zone is exposed. Right? So very simple. If you see it from straight on, I'm coming across, I'm coming, catching center, and going beyond center, just enough to make sure he's moved off of my center. So it's just a scoop, and then back. Scoop, back, scoop, back. Now, one of the subtleties, you watched the video where we talked about grips. One of the grips is the side grip. And if I'm good, I can shift my grip pretty easily into different things, and I'm tracking. So I know I'm about to do a scoop. So instead of keeping a typical grip and using the flat of my blade, as I do the scoop, I suddenly shift into a side grip, and then that scoop becomes a cut right across his hand. So instead of doing the flat to his blade, I'm doing the edge to his hand right there. And then right back down again. And again, all I've done is roll it. Instead of this, I've rolled to a side grip, and I've done this. It's the exact same motion. It becomes a cut to his arm or his hand. So I've done damage rather than just flicking something out of the way. Cut, and it would be right back in. A cut to a thrust. Any number of things from a side grip. So practice, play with that, experiment with it, see how it works for you, what you can come up with. Okay? But that's the scoop. Thank you.